All right, so we are going to be speaking now with Lee Miller. You are the Managing Director of the Advanced Human Resources Group, and really, your topic is very important to me because it is about the power of influence in negotiating. And I think that this is just such a powerful discussion in general for people, whether you're in the events industry or, just personally, right? So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's really dive into what you're going to be talking about, which is the you perspective concept. Let's talk about that first.
You perspective is really about understanding the people you're negotiating or seeking to influence. We typically seek to influence through what I call the me perspective. In other words, what do I want? What do I think you should want? Instead of the you perspective, which is what do people really care about. And when you get that, when you really get what people care about, negotiating a good agreement is very easy.
It's very easy, but why do people think it's so difficult? Because sometimes negotiations can be overwhelming. What are some simple techniques that you can share with the audience?
Well, the first and actually the easiest one is to listen. We usually don't listen because people always tell you what they care about if you let them talk, if you ask lots of questions. So that's kind of a very simple technique that if you do, you'll be very successful.
So one simple thing to do is listen. That's one of the powerful tools in negotiating. Now, can you share one piece of advice for all of us, how we can become better negotiators? So we have that one tip, we're listening. So what do we do next?
Well, negotiating is a learned skill. Nobody is born to be a great negotiator. We all learn it. So read a book on the topic. I have a couple of my own, but there are lots of good books on the topic. Take a class, do some training. It's a learned skill. There are techniques we use that go beyond. Once I know what you care about, how do I connect what you care about with what I'm proposing?
So you're talking about really engaging someone's heart or their mind or their interests, right?
Absolutely. That's really, people do what they want, not what they should. And if you connect with that, you can get people to really be very generous in terms of what they give you in order to get what they want.
I love that. Now, some writers suggest that women have some disadvantages to overcome when they negotiate. Tell us about that, because I know you wrote this book with your daughter.
Right. I wrote a book with my daughter called A Woman's Guide to Successful Negotiating. And it's really kind of very simple. Women, and I disagree with that view that women have disadvantages.
Good.
Yes, there still is unfortunately discrimination in the world.
Right.
But the reality is women bring a lot of very authentic strengths to the negotiating table. It's if you use those strengths, if you learn how to use those strengths to your advantage, you can be very successful. My daughter's a perfect example. She's an incredibly successful commercial real estate broker. Only person I know who can out-negotiate me every time.
Oh, no, wait. Well, she learned from the best, right? She learned from the master negotiator.
And then she took all those skills that women authentically bring to the table and she uses them to her advantage.
And I hope that, from the book and her understanding of it, she's able to also spread that message.
She does. She speaks. I can't get her to speak as much because she's too successful to work for me anymore. But that's what every father wants.
Right. You want them to become better, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time and your expertise on negotiating, because really it is an important tool for everybody to have, to move forward with their lives and what they want out of life, right?
All day, every day we negotiate. Thank you so much for
it.
having me.
Thank you so much.